The Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson fight was billed as the ultimate clash between generations, a YouTuber turned boxer versus one of the most iconic heavyweights in boxing history. Fans expected a spectacle, a showdown of skill and grit that would redefine the landscape of celebrity boxing. However, when the dust settled, it seemed the fight had failed to live up to its monumental hype. Promoters had spent weeks teasing the event as a groundbreaking moment in sports entertainment, with Netflix stepping in as the exclusive broadcaster. This marked a significant move for the platform, known for its binge-worthy series and blockbuster movies, but relatively untested in live sports. The stakes were high for all involved. Unfortunately, the fight left fans feeling underwhelmed. Critics slammed the event as slow, uninspired, and, worst of all, boring. Accusations of a rigged outcome began swirling almost immediately, casting a shadow over what could have been a defining moment for the streaming giant. The lackluster fight also raised questions about Netflix's ability to handle live events and whether celebrity boxing has finally overstayed its welcome. Why did this fight fall so flat, and what does it mean for both Netflix and the sport? Let's dive in. Background of the fighters. To understand the event's hype and eventual disappointment, you need to know the fighters. Mike Tyson is a living legend. Once known as the baddest man on the planet, Tyson became the youngest heavyweight champion in history at just 20 years old. With 58 professional fights and 44 knockouts, his career is a testament to his raw power and ferocity in the ring. However, at 58 years old, Tyson is far from his prime. His last professional bout was nearly 2 decades ago, raising questions about whether he could still bring the same intensity to the ring. On the other side, you have Jake Paul, a 27-year-old YouTuber who has managed to carve out a niche as a professional boxer. Love him or hate him, Paul knows how to stay in the spotlight. With a record of 11 wins and 1 loss, he has faced a mix of retired athletes and inexperienced fighters, often drawing criticism for hand-picking opponents. While he's undeniably skilled in self-promotion, many in the boxing world dismiss him as more showman than sportsman. The stark contrast between Tyson's storied legacy and Paul's controversial rise made for an intriguing matchup on paper. Yet, the realities of their respective ages, experience, and fitness levels would soon expose the cracks in this spectacle. The hype leading up to the fight. The build-up to Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson was nothing short of a marketing masterclass. Promoters dubbed it a once-in-a-lifetime clash, leveraging Tyson's legendary status and Paul's social media dominance to create an irresistible narrative. The fight was heralded as a meeting of old-school grit and new-age audacity, with trailers, interviews, and flashy press events feeding the excitement. Social media played a crucial role, with both fighters engaging in verbal jabs and over-the-top antics to stoke the flames. Tyson's return to the ring after years away was painted as a heroic comeback, while Paul positioned himself as the bold disruptor ready to conquer another legend. Netflix, stepping into the live sports arena for the first time, seized the opportunity to broadcast the event. This was a major gamble for the streaming giant, which aimed to diversify its content and tap into a lucrative market. The platform's involvement added an extra layer of prestige, convincing millions to tune in. With all this build-up, fans expected fireworks. Pre-fight chatter dominated social media, and predictions ranged from Tyson reclaiming his glory to Paul pulling off an upset. Yet, as fight night unfolded, it became clear that the reality didn't match the hype. Fight night, what went wrong? The Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson fight fell flat on nearly every level. Tyson, at 58, showed glimpses of his former self but was clearly far removed from his prime. His movements were slower and his punches lacked the ferocity that once defined his career. Tyson's stamina was visibly an issue, as he seemed winded midway through the bout. Despite his legendary status, it was clear that time had caught up with him. Jake Paul, on the other hand, leaned into his signature strategy of calculated jabs and evasion. While effective in padding his stats, Paul's approach did little to entertain the audience. His focus on points rather than power made the fight feel more like a sparring session than a high-stakes showdown. The mismatch in experience and energy made the fight seem less like a clash of titans and more like an overhyped exhibition. Audience reactions were swift and brutal. Boos rang out during the fight, especially as the rounds dragged on without much action. Social media platforms exploded with memes and harsh critiques, with fans labeling the event boring and a scam. Many questioned whether the fight was worth the hype, let alone the pay-per-view cost. Allegations of a rigged fight. Adding insult to injury were allegations that the fight was rigged. Videos circulating online showed moments where Tyson's punches appeared telegraphed, as if he intentionally missed or pulled back on his power. Viewers pointed out suspicious interactions between the fighters, including overly dramatic reactions to seemingly light punches. Fans and critics speculated that the fight's outcome was predetermined to protect both fighters' reputations. Some even accused the event of being a cash grab orchestrated to generate maximum profits while minimizing risks. These claims were fueled by Paul's history of controversial matches, where opponents were often accused of being less than competitive. In response to the backlash, both fighters denied the accusations. Tyson called the allegations nonsense, stating that his age and conditioning were the real factors affecting his performance. Paul, meanwhile, dismissed the claims as the ramblings of haters, pointing to his statistical dominance in the match as proof of his legitimacy. The organizers were equally defensive, insisting the fight adhered to all regulatory standards. Yet, for many fans, the explanations did little to quell the growing skepticism surrounding the event's authenticity. Netflix's involvement and challenges. For Netflix, the Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson fight was a bold experiment. The streaming giant, eager to diversify its content offerings, made the decision to enter the live sports market. Securing the rights to broadcast the fight was a high-stakes gamble aimed at attracting new subscribers and expanding its influence in the entertainment world. Unfortunately, the execution fell short. Many viewers reported technical issues, including buffering, audio sync problems, and even outages during critical moments of the fight. These glitches marred the viewing experience, leaving fans frustrated and questioning Netflix's ability to handle live events. Critics also took aim at Netflix's involvement in such a polarizing event. While the platform boasted that over 60 million households tuned in, the backlash over the fight's quality overshadowed the impressive viewership numbers. Social media was flooded with complaints, memes, and calls for refunds, painting a picture of widespread dissatisfaction. The fight's lackluster reception also raised concerns about Netflix's future in live sports. Analysts questioned whether the company could recover from the hit to its reputation, particularly as it faces increasing competition in the streaming market. While the event may have generated short-term buzz, it highlighted the challenges of delivering live, high-stakes content on a platform primarily designed for on-demand viewing. Financial implications. The Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson fight brought in substantial earnings for the fighters but left mixed financial results elsewhere. Reports suggest Jake Paul earned around $40 million, while Mike Tyson pocketed $20 million, showcasing the lucrative potential of celebrity boxing. Pay-per-view sales also generated significant revenue, though exact figures remain disputed amid audience dissatisfaction. For Netflix, the financial outcome was less clear. While the event reportedly attracted over 60 million viewers, technical glitches and negative feedback likely tarnished its long-term benefits. Analysts noted a temporary spike in subscriber numbers, but questioned whether these gains were sustainable. The backlash highlighted the risks of investing in polarizing, one-off events, underscoring the need for Netflix to carefully vet future ventures in live entertainment. The future of celebrity boxing matches. The Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson fight reignited debates about the longevity of celebrity boxing. Initially a novel concept, the format has increasingly drawn criticism for prioritizing hype over substance. Public interest in these events may wane if fights continue to underdeliver, as seen with this bout's lackluster performances. For event planners, the fight serves as a cautionary tale. Transparency in matchmaking and ensuring a balance of skill and spectacle will be essential for maintaining fan interest. Streaming platforms like Netflix may need to reassess their involvement, prioritizing quality and technical reliability to avoid reputational damage. Celebrity boxing can still thrive, but only with a shift in focus, away from pure showmanship and toward competitive, entertaining matchups. Without this change, audiences may grow weary of the gimmicks, leaving the trend to fade as quickly as it rose. The Jake Paul vs. Mike Tyson fight was a spectacle that fell flat. From Tyson's age and diminished performance to Paul's strategic but uninspiring approach, the event failed to meet fans' expectations. Allegations of rigging and Netflix's technical mishaps only added to the disappointment, leaving viewers frustrated and questioning the authenticity of the fight and the competence of its broadcast. The implications stretch beyond this single event. For celebrity boxing, the fight highlighted the challenges of maintaining public interest in a format that often prioritizes hype over genuine competition. For Netflix, it was a risky foray into live sports that exposed its technical and reputational vulnerabilities. Moving forward, both parties must address these shortcomings if they hope to succeed in their respective arenas. What do you think? Was the fight worth the hype, or was it doomed from the start? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into sports, entertainment, and beyond.